Hello everyone! As it's been such a long time since I filmed a full-length video, welcome back, I guess. So I had a fair few of you ask on Instagram, given recent circumstances, what the specs of the home gym are, why I've got it, how often we use it, etc, etc. So as promised, 2 weeks late, mind you, sorry. Welcome to my crib. First things first, I think it's important to address that this does not belong to me in my house, as this is my family home. So we've had this for just shy of 5 years, give or take, I think, and my parents basically made this space because we were all very focused on our individual things at the moment. For my parents, it was losing a bit of weight. For me, it was powerlifting at the time, and for Jamie, he is a semi-professional, almost professional cricketer. I say almost because the season's been cancelled. However, it's mostly me and Jamie who use it now. My dad spends a lot of time on the watt bike, but I will talk through all that later on. Me and Jamie have contributed to a fair amount of it, but my parents did very kindly give the room the once over and spec out the floor, which came from an industrial supplies country called J Mart or something in Wiltshire. Not relevant, but for anyone interested in flooring, which a few of you were, as you asked. Other than that, I think the best thing to do is just take you through each piece of kit. I'll just chat through it as if I was explaining to you as if you were here. Might miss a few details, might not. If you've got any more questions, just drop them in the comments or send me a message and I will be happy to get back to you. So, taking you around the room, we are starting with 20 kilo Origin, I think that's very hard, weighted vest, which they very kindly sent me in 2018 as part of my prep for my first November challenge. Use it for a lot of weighted pull-ups, weighted press-ups, weighted dog walks. Even my girlfriend's taken to using it for weighted dog walks, given that we are only allowed one form of exercise a day at the moment. Moving on, we have a 45-degree hyperextension bench, which we haven't used as much recently. My dad uses it a lot because he feels like it stretches out his lower back, and I've used it as a deadlift assistance exercise, and Jamie's used it a fair amount whilst he was recovering from a hamstring injury. So, time to address the elephant in the room. We have the Strength Shop Riot Cage, I believe it's called. I actually don't have copies of the original invoices, which means that I don't have the cost of everything or the model numbers. So, we wanted as much sort of bang for our buck in terms of space with one cage as possible, which is why we went with this one, because for the price you can really get a lot of attachments and a lot packed into not much space. So, first things first, starting from the back, we have bar storage at both sides. On the left, we have a football bar, which no, it's not, it's a Swiss bar, because it's neutral, yes. So this has worked really well as a tricep assistance exercise for my powerlifting. For Jamie, he's just used it for hypertrophy stuff. I don't use it that much anymore, but if I'm going through any hypertrophy phases, I will use it a fair amount. Over this side, we have the Strength Shop Fusion bar, which we use for Olympic weightlifting and curling on the squat rack, because our rules. Then got full range of bands from black to yellow, so basically maximum resistance, which we'll probably never use with hindsight, but it came as a pack, and then bands to warm up with. Got band pegs above and below on the rack as well, and on that side, which are mainly used for storing these things, but when I have specific styles of training that I'm using, I do a fair amount of banded deadlifts, and Jamie's been using that recently as well. We have both safety straps and safety bars for the Riot Cage, with the logic that we got these because if we were going to be doing any rack pulls, we didn't want to bend or damage the bars, and we've got the standard bars with them as well for any pin pressing or stuff like that. So we've got options there. These we use most of the time because they're a bit more user-friendly for benching if you're on your own. 2 sets of J-hooks on the inside and the outside, and then for any powerlifters you'll know what one of these is. This is a monolift attachment, so brief explanation if you don't know. The bar is housed here on both sides, and then when you unrack the bar it goes like this, which means that you don't need to walk the bar out of the squat rack to be able to be in your squat position. The space here to here isn't huge, so if you misgroove the bar forwards it's very easy to hit this, which I have done far too many times. Moving on, we have 5 20 kilo plates either side of the rack on the storage here, which is really useful actually because it leads out into the rest of the gym as well. Other than that, this rack's been really good for us in many ways. It's got pull-up bar attachments here as well, which, other than it being a bit low, if you're over 5'6", which is a strength shop, have been really effective for adding a bit more variation to it. In this corner, we also have one different kind of safety bar, which has dip attachments. So this goes in one of these slots, and then you can dip out of the cage as well. So again, just another way in which this space can be used for a different exercise, which was our logic with most things. Moving on, we have leftover flooring for deadlift blocks and any deficit deadlifts, anything like that. I'm trying to think if we used it in more creative ways, probably not. Bumper plates, 2 sets of 15s, 2 sets of 10s, and then 2 20s on the deadlift bar here. Moving on to the bars, this is a Texas power bar, which is more of a powerlifting style bar. Got center knurling, which means it's not really suitable for Olympic weightlifting, but it's the bar that we use most of the time. And then here we have a Texas deadlift bar, which is much whippier than a standard barbell. It's also 7 foot long rather than 6 foot long, and is specific only to deadlift. So if you ever see anyone benching with one of these in the gym, kindly go and tell them that they're a moron. So this stuff over here, this weight tree, these are bedroom weights that I bought when I was like 14 and trying to get jacked like these. Vive la revolution. This weight tree came from a friend of mine that moved from Edinburgh to Thailand and left them to me, which was very kind of him. So I've got 2 easy bars for curling with, and I think we've got 1.25s coming out of our arse, 2.5s, and then every variation up to 15s. I think the total amount of weight we've got is about 370 kilos, but you can only get 300 odd. 290 on the bar is the maximum you can get on. My dad bought these because he said he'd use them all the time. I think he's used them as many times as I have, which is probably twice. But they hang here forevermore, and if I take them down I get told off. But they are there as well. Then the pride and joy, we have the Watt bike, which Jamie got a pretty significant discount on as part of his cricket contract. We've racked up a lot of miles in this, and everybody in the family uses it. This is directly facing the TV, which I've been using for Zwift and Sufferfest a lot recently. My dad puts the news on, Jamie puts TV on if he's in a long session, but generally it's really nice to have that there. Adjustable bench, which again came free with what I was left from my friend that moved back to Thailand, which was very helpful. This goes to decline as well, which is handy. I mean, it's seen better days, it's not massively stable, and I have had a few panics recently where I thought I was just going to go that way, but we live another day. This corner we have a glute hand raise developer, a really effective piece of kit for your glutes and hamstrings, and Jamie's basically been told by the physio at Loughborough that he's got comparatively weak hamstrings to his work capacity and his output, and is probably susceptible to injuries there. Behind you we have dumbbell rack ranging from 5 all the way up to 50 kilos. One mismatch in that we have one 40 kilo dumbbell and one 42.5 kilo dumbbell, which is tucked in down there. Few more bits here which we leave in this slot just to use them directly for block pulls, or my dad specifically uses these on deadlifts because of his range of motion. He just can't quite reach it off the floor just yet. And then here we've got storage for pretty much everything we need. There you have it. I hope you've enjoyed your little tour, MTV crib style. I think all in all we've used the space pretty effectively. This has been an absolute gift in terms of the 1 metre squared that it takes up for variation. With hindsight, the only thing I'd change is probably the 45-degree bench, because it's not something that we use much anymore. The glute hand raise takes up a lot of space for how effective it is, but it is an important part of Jamie's athletic development, so it needs to be there. Other than that, we've just taken as much care of the equipment as we can over the years. My parents now use it a lot of the time with a bit more of an understanding of what they're doing. It's just a shame I'm not here all year round, because it's a very well-equipped space. If you do have any more questions, do just drop them in the comments below or send me a message and I will be happy to answer. If you are speccing out your own gym, happy to take any questions as well, but there's probably better people to ask than me. This was mostly guesswork, but I think we did okay. So now that the weather's a little bit better, I am hoping to get more frequent with YouTube uploads again. I hope we're all safe and well given the circumstances. Very fortunate and very grateful to have this as a facility, beach at the bottom of the road and a lake that I can swim in not far away either, which is really great. And it's doing me a lot of favours mentally as well, just to keep me ticking moving forwards. So again, hope you're all well, hope everybody's happy and healthy, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you for watching.